that is going to be, there it is. There it is. EZ5 versus Big Frames. Thank you so much, production. Hot on the take like that. And where are the agents going to be at? What are we going to be seeing today?
Yeah, so we can already see Big Frame's going to be on the left-hand side here. So he will be starting on that defending for Ascent, like we said. So going to be locking in, I think, the exact same minus Inox. He is actually going to be switching things off, where he's going to be playing Killjoy. Whereas I think before he was playing the Breach on our previous game. But a Killjoy on a map like Ascent definitely makes sense. And you need to have that Sentinel. And I think Killjoy for me is still an edge over a Cypher. But again, a little bit biased just because I obviously play Killjoy in my spare time if I can, and I think she brings a lot of the table as well as Cypher. But going to be interesting with this agent selection from both squads.
I definitely feel that Killjoy is sort of the +1 on Cypher. We briefly spoke about this earlier within your recent switch to Killjoy, and I'm not a big Killjoy fan myself, and just truth be, I suck at using her abilities. I am the absolute worst. It's like seeing me, when I talked about the Blade Storm. Oh man, you think you've got issues with using the Blade Storm? You should... My knives go nowhere but the target. It's like, is this like an anti-magnet on her? I don't know what's going on. But with Killjoy, it really is a hard agent to use, quite frankly, Liz. And to see Killjoys on both teams, that spells skill in the server. So a couple of seconds here, the grand finals is about to kick off for VCS and the Valorant Sunday Showdown. Hopefully a good Sunday, and let's finish off with a juicy best of 3. Why not?
Starting things off and already going to be pushing into the site. EZ5 going to be running on into the A site. Already going to be pushing on through. They get the location with the shock dart, so they know exactly, or their recon bolt, my apologies, with the location. But that is going to be cryo cells to pick up 3 and already decimating through an EZ5, making it just down to a Wimbling 2 more members. Now only 1 remaining, and that's going to be Inox to put that to the end. And that's going to be Big Frames to come up big with taking that pistol.
Man, they should be called like fast frames. For everything they seem to do is at this accelerated speed that I think other teams struggle to bear. And as you'll see, so fast. That round was over before the blink of an eye.
Yeah, I mean, this is what we saw before. I mean, Big Frames, the last game that we saw, they honestly just bulldozed the entire time. Every round seemed like almost like a speed run. I think that was probably the best analogy you could have used because it really felt that way. Like, they somehow were in the site out of nowhere. Like, they just get so much real estate. They push up every single time. No issue at all. And that's kind of what we just saw there. I mean, Big Frames, they are in the defensive, but we'll have to see. I mean, they have a bit of a rhythm with their fast rounds.
They most certainly do have the rhythm. Starting things off, though, is going to be looking decent for EZ5. They've got the pick, taking 1 before they get a stun and just held back there. So what to work with on this? I believe it's going to be a Shiko. Nothing too special, just the Sheriff and trying to take a few bodies with them.
Yeah, and you can even see EZ5. They're going to be grouping up, and this is just, you know, again, playing the system where all of them group up together, try to get those trade frags, see what they can do as a unit, and just rush it as a complete team. But I mean, that's the thing right now is that they're going to be using the utility. Koala Noom going to be finding that first frag, so not the start they want, but Koala Noom able to find another. The Spectre sprays, and that's going to be in 1. That's going to be 2 for cryo cells, leaving it only just down to the silver remaining player for EZ5. The Spike, a bit of a hard place to be because now he's not going to be able to retrieve it properly. But now he's got more members, but Koala makes it look easy again. And now 2 zip here for Big Frames.
Excellent stuff there, and it's funny, the caster's curse wasn't even delivered, and it was spelled out in blood all over the server there. EZ5 looking good for them, and truthfully, they got the spike down or not. That is going to be a good round, taking a few members of Big Frames with them. They were against the full, or the light buy, I should say, of the Spectres, the SMGs, and they are going to be able to now put themselves onto a full buy. But look what's happened. It's going to be Big Frames. They're going for another bonus round, lads. Confidence.
Yeah, so
And
there's
the
no reason. Yeah, big flex. I mean, really, I mean, there's no point for them to go for that big purchase. I mean, they can just keep these weapons, see what they can do. Might as well. And now you can even see EZ5 just going to be grouping up together, going to be pushing on through into this A site, going to go what they did in the first pistol round, see if they can redeem themselves. Going to be TCAS to push on through, but Inox is able to find the 1 cryo cells, able to find 1 with that Hunter's Fury, trying to find another. And actually, this is a 3-on-2 situation in favor of Big Frames. The spike will get planted, but now they're going to need to find these players, and all of a sudden, it's just come down to the 1-on-3 situation. The Jet player remaining for EZ5, the last member remaining that needs to find more members, but Cryo Cells has a different plan in store, takes him down, so now they're able to pick up all these weapons and a big reward for that bonus round.
Oh, spectatorship. If we could have a look, if we get a little peek at the scoreboard right now, we talked to Cryosels in his previous matchups. Is he the top? Of course he is. 7 frags, the closest behind him. It's going to be Koala Noob. It's going to be your boy, the one you said to look out for. SVL, come on, mate. Get to it, man. I see you the assist, but we need to see more frags to keep me speaking true. Enough of what I think, though. Big frames, big frags already. I'm expecting a fast game here from Big Frames. I don't see this pace stopping. They've got their Nikes on for sure.
Yeah, they definitely got something going on because, I mean, they've eaten the Wheaties, they've eaten whatever they needed because now it's 3-0. They have that bonus guns, so now we'll have to see what else they're going to do. And Nerf actually going to be throwing the Paranoia to be very aggressive, but oh, and that's going to be 1.
Whoa.
That's going to be 2, and that's going to be Koala to go for the big flank. And all of a sudden, it's falling apart. Look at this aggression from the defending side. Oh, my word.
What's this? What? This is a grand final. This is a grand final we're in right now, and you're seeing players push with the Vandal, get the classic out, put it under their leg, and give it a few clicks as well. This is ridiculous. You shouldn't be seeing that. And just to remind you, EZ5, they made a scorching comeback in a previous game there, an upset of a matchup too. So they're no stranger to playing against a good rival team. 4-0 here, Big Frames keeping that pace, firing right ahead.
Shadows traveling. Take flight.
Oh my, Big Frames, like you said, a grand final, and they do plays like that. Man, they got some great things in store for us already. But now, EZ5,
Right.
do get a little bit of retaliation back, and Governor actually going to be able to push on through, getting this Raptor control. Should be able to find this player. No, but SVL will take him down. Going to be going for the plot flash, going to look for a little bit more information, but not able to find anything else. But now the spike going to be running all the way back. So they're actually completely going on the other opposite side of the map, leaving Inox by himself. He's still got some utility that he can preserve, but he's going to have to hold this down. He's going to need to be that big anchor inside the boathouse, and it's going to be able to only take down 1 because Nat going to be able to find more, just leaving it down to Cryo, the big player so far from this squad. He needs to come up even bigger because now he's got 2 more remaining EZ5 players to take down.
8 bullets in that mag. 2 frags to go for. He's going to bag 1. He's not going to bag 2. And Big Frames still in that 4-1 lead. Not able to grab it. EZ5 though. They've still got some gas in the tank there. Guck grabbing that last one, and you did see awfully close for Cryosels. He's got 10 frags. He's having the best day of his life, I think, for Valorant.
Yeah, he's definitely, you know, we saw this before in the previous semifinal game. I think he actually did have like 11-0 at one point before, and now look at this right now, 10-2. He's already hit that double-digit round. He's completely top fragging in the server. Right behind him is Koala. Does have the operator as well, so Crowd just going to be playing with the Phantom. And already looking good, but EZ5 finally able to pick up a round, make some sort of a statement, but they're still behind in Big Frames. Got money in the bank, not a lot of issues. We'll have to see if EZ5 can they pick up this next round.
Looking, almost the Colette line up there for Koala Noob. Colette for Koala, why not? He grabs 2, doesn't need a Colette. And flick it off there with the Jet ability, man. Man, oh man, from Jet to Jet Governor. We're speaking about Governor off stream. Got a nice little following. They could be following the Bladestorm here. He's going up catwalk. Have to if you could get this frag, and oh no, Bladestorm not even used.
Oh, that's going to be the ultimate that is burned, and now it is just down to Guck by himself. He has his ultimate available, but he doesn't even have the spike, but that's not going to matter because Inox actually going to be winning that exchange, the battle of the sprays, and it will benefit the Big Frame squad. 5-1, and we're already seeing, you know, the squad here from Big Frames. We talked about it before. They have a long history here at VSS, looking to see if they can get that triple crown here at VSS, whereas EZ5, they're definitely the underdogs in this story.
They most certainly are, and that's something with the hype that I'm putting behind here. Sick plays coming out from Big Frames. I do have the experience. EZ5, bit of a newer roster, and they're making it look easy considering the circumstances against the best players at the top of their game, and they're hanging in here. I don't think they're done just yet. Got to keep it fresh to the quality. He's keeping it fresh. He almost gets the Colat again with that play. Punish him for the repeat, they will though.
Yeah, and he actually got caught a bit too far because you could see he was using the dash, but he was a bit farther back, and he actually just ran right into the wall, so he wasn't able to escape like you typically see with a Jet. So they actually give up the operator. He does take 1 with him, but now EZ5, they've been able to get into this site, but it's going to be a matter of holding things down, but that's going to be the Killjoy ult lockdown that is going to now be activated. So it will be actually destroyed. So they're going to be able to push on through. Inox finds the head of TKaz. He gets that tight angle. Now they're just going to be able to pounce into the site. Comes for one. Cairo picking up two. And now just going to be leaving it all to one player left. The Sova remaining. And that is going to be Lev. And he's going to have to make something work, but it's not going to be enough. It comes down to the one-on-one. But that defuse comes through. Cryo bringing it back to a 6-1.
And he gets out the slice of birthday cake, what it looks like, or the cake with the bear, and he's going to get his cake and eat it most certainly. 13 frags, 13. Unlucky for some, it's not unlucky for Cryosils, my man. Operator in hand, he's Sova with an up. Not something you see by default, but that's how confident he's feeling today.
I mean, I think Leviathan actually had, I think that was that the Odin I think he had it? I mean, he was spraying through the blocks, and he actually was able to pick up a triple kill, but just not enough. A very close round from EZ5 to pick up round for them, but Big Frames showing why they have been very successful and very dominant in this tournament as well. But now look at this, actually putting a little bit more pressure on again, but actually will fall into the trap. EZ5, they're completely grouped up, having a gelato, something like that. I don't even know, but now going to be pushed back. It will be the attacker's Killjoy that's going to use their ultimate, but that's not going to matter because Nerf going for a swing. Cryo finds another. He doesn't even care about this ult because he's just going to hold the fort.
Hold the fort. Back out. This is my house. Taking bodies, and he's going to put it to the 2-on-1. Big Frames at that advantage there. Inox, look at this position. This could be deadly. He's advancing up. He's going to try and catch him off guard here, and not careful. He's going to be caught off guard. Going to hold that angle like an absolute turret, and he is going to be the turret that's done it. Taking out T. And another round for Big Frames. It's 7-1 right now. I haven't really seen anything that concerning from EZ5 here. They seem to be repeating the same plays and getting really caught in that that little. You can see the mindset's changed. They're not the team that we saw for that comeback right now. They're still trying to find their stride. What do you reckon's that missing ingredient, lads? They to switch up a different position on the map? What's missing?
I think at this point, like, it's the frustration that Big Frames is bringing the fight to them. And I mean, really, it should be the opposite right now. EZ5 are the attacking side. They should be the ones putting the pressure on. But right now, the defense, they're just bringing these duels right to them. And I just don't think they're able to react to it. So they need to either play a bit more passive, wait for these pushes, or try to counteract it by, you know, pushing onto a site a little bit faster. But I mean, right now, it just looks like they're completely stuck and they don't really have an idea of what they want to do yet.
Cover going out.
With the kind of plays that the Big Frames have been making, though, they're switching it up. They're making aggro plays. They're holding super passive at heaven with an op. It's pretty hard to contest that and keep switching up to adapt to what's being put down. Bladestorm 2 times now. 2 Bladestorms denied and 2 frags again from Koala Noob. Going for the Bladestorm. Just flying through. What?
How does he get away with that? I mean, the fact that he's able to get the knives and they're just pushing on through to the dark cover, but now it will be TKaz and Gucci that are going to be able to find these frags. So now they put themselves in an even playing field, but nerfed. He's going to be able to nerf these guys to the ground because they just keep on going. There's no way to stop this machine.
It's extremely well-oiled machine. WD-40 on tap here for Big Frame. Not just the one frame, many frames. I think they've got the 1,000 frame monitor, or sorry, 1,000 hertz monitor. They got all the frames, Les.
Well, I don't know. I think Big Frames is like reps and weight. Like they're big. I don't know. Big body, you know. Whereas the guy like just lifting weight, just crushing it.
Big gains, and
Big
they've got a lot to gain here. Lots of money to gain, for that matter, as we are in the grand final. Man, I need to hit the gym. I'm just talking about that. Hit the gym's gonna be Koala Noob, though. You're right, mate. I take it all back. It is a big frame carry. Koala Noob's been popping off 2 frags at least with the op. I don't remember when he didn't have the op, quite frankly.
Yeah, and that's one of the things, like, you know, I kind of put him as one of my players to watch as an MVP because I've seen him with that operator. We've seen him before at VSS and just running around, putting the operator to absolute work. And this is kind of a similar, you know, thing we've seen from EZ5 is that their attacking side has not been effective. And I mean, they made a big comeback story to take down some further teams to advance themselves to this position. So I think at this point, I think they're hoping to bank on the defense, but they need to pick up some rounds to make this even remotely close because right now there's a 7-round difference for Big Frames.
7 rounds, and that's a lot. That's a lot mentally. That's a lot physically. It's a lot, whatever way you look at it. And This is looking like it's going to be too much for Big Frames on the attack here. Being wiped out. It's down to a 3-on-2. We don't see it too often, EZ. They're going to be in the lead here with regards to the bodies being bagged. Not if Qualo has anything to do. If he got the dink off, is that going to be enough though?
Yeah, the HP's low on the EZ5 Sova, but he does have his ult, so it's a question if he wants to use it yet. But instead, he's not going to be able to. And look at this. They just pick up these frags. And now Governor, he needs to come up big. This is a 1-on-2 to keep them alive a little bit longer. Get the bandit. He's able to pick up one. Dashes on through, but it's going to be Koala Noob to pick up the triple. Takes him down. And they're going to be able to get this defuse in Big Frames. Man, there is just no stopping these guys.
It does not matter who from their 5 is left in the server. 1 versus 3, 2, 1, X, it does not matter at all. Koala Noob, 16 in 6 right now. 16 in 6. And a lot of those frags have been with the operator. Aggressive plays almost every single round he's been making. And they just can't stop him. They can't stop him at all. We've said bulldozer the analogy. And it doesn't matter the team. It just, boop, boop. Yeah, back in here, boys. Yeah. And just crushing everything within their way. 8 rounds separate the two teams. And again, we are only in the first half, the first game of this best of 3. And I seem to see a bit of a theme of how this is going to unfold.
And right now, EZ5, I mean, they do have the guns, but look at this aggression. Koala Noob, no fear whatsoever. They're just going to bring the fight. And this is what I was saying. This is EZ5's problem. They're just not able to respond to this. And they're just completely losing these duels every single time. And now they're going to be grouping up towards B main, trying to see what they can find. And you can see Inox, he does have everything placed here. He's got the turret. He's got the nanoswarm nades. He's got everything he needs to hold this down, but he needs to stay alive. And that's going to be a little bit of spam coming from EZ5, just trying to see what they can find. The Dark Cover will now commence, so he's going to be blocking off that vision. Still plenty of time for them to burn. The Big Frame Sova Cryo, he's going to be holding this tight angle. So Inox, he just needs to play the bait and switch, allow him to be the big person of the contact, and it'll be Cryo potentially to pick up these frags. But oh, he's going to be caught with the blind. The Reyna, oh no, it doesn't work out, but Gucci's able to find the one. Now Inox needs to survive. He needs to just anchor as long as possible, because these attacking players are going to be pushing on through. Koala finds the ghost frag. And this is just falling apart for EZ5. 3-on-2 situation, and Inox still spamming away, but he's running out of ammo. But he gets the burst shot, and that's going to be that. Big Frames, it's a thing of fireworks, 10-1.
My head is in my hands right now for EZ5, and not for a bad performance, just for the finesse. The finesse coming out from Big Frames. Absolutely flawless plays that they're making, and it's like in CODs, like the backside 360 no scope. It's almost what Big Frames are doing right now. The hip fire shot, the no scope, whatever you want to call it, they are just performing a beastly performance at this time. 10-1. This is going to be the last round of the first half of map 1 of the BO3.
Koala.
We need to see the one more, don't we?
Goodness, he's just holding this again. He does this time and time again, and he gets away with it. There's no trades. EZ5. They lose that player, and then all of a sudden they just back off. I mean, they just don't have that immediate trade that they absolutely need in Big Frames. I mean, they're just getting away with murder at this point.
So frustrating as well. So frustrating for Jet. Like, it's omnipresent. Absolutely everywhere on the map. Bladestorm at her disposal yet again as well. So, just sitting on that and saying, you know what? I'm going to use this when I see fit. 1 round left, or sorry, half a round left in the half. Not worried.
Enemy kill.
Another one. Literally another one. Got the Bladestorm as well. Go for 3k. Come on, let's see the ace. Let's see the ace for the final. Not going to see it. Jet on jet denial coming from the Governor. And SVL going to deny any more action for him in this half as well. 1 player left. It's all on Lev. He's got the HP. He's got the weaponry. But 4 frags, man. 4 frags between him and that second round here.
Look at this, even SBL, 2 HP, no holding the angle, just takes down Leviathan, and that's so big. And now that's 11-1, and we're going to be switching things over. So now we're going to be commencing the second half with the pistol. I mean, we talked about this before, and we said it a few times tonight, but pistol round for EZ5, it's absolutely crucial. We need them to pick this up. We saw before, earlier on in the stages of the tournament, where they were able to make a huge comeback and take the map away. And I believe that was against Vegas Inferno, I think, right?
Correct, my dude. Yes, it was. They came back in that second half from that 10-2 and silenced Las Vegas Inferno, who had a great performance in the first half. Could we see a repeat in history this time? You're right. Crucial is the word for this
You
moment.
can't catch us.
Couple of seconds to EZ5. What have you got up your sleeve? Hopefully some more frags, clutches, 3Ks, 4Ks, aces. Let's see it.
Enemy tag.
It's going to be Crowd actually get some information with the drone. So now Koala Noob going to be leading this charge, going to be pushing on through updraft. Actually misses the player, but oh my goodness, that's going to be a nice cleanup for EZ5. And this is what they've been able to excel at, is on that defensive side. And look at this, they able to just take on all these members. And all of a sudden it's a new team and they're able to clean it up. And it's just down to Nerf on a 1-on-4. And Gucci gets that burst shot into the head. And EZ5, they can say easy pistol, I guess, but now they're going to have to see, can they pave the way onto that big comeback story that we've seen before?
Easy peasy, lemon squeezy is a CSGO phrase, but easy peasy pistol, you're definitely right. Making that look exactly like what we saw in the previous matchup on Bind. And you said like a new team. You hear players in the CSGO community say, oh, I'm like a T-side or CT-sided. Obviously, in the Valorant world, defender-sided or attacker-sided. I think EZ5 are defender-sided, and if we need to see more. We need to see more. The story just beginning to be told here in this second half. And EZ5, what are they going to do with this one?
Bomb grenade out.
So now you can even see they're going to be pushing on through. It's going to be Nat to find that frag onto Koala. Koala able to get right into B site, but now that was a bit of a fake, so Big Frames, they should be able to get this spike down in time. They can build that economy a little bit more. TCAS able to find one, going to be using the dismiss to get some information, but those are frags now have piled up, leaving it just down to the breach of Big Frames. By him lonesome, a 1-on-5 situation. SVL, can this sting enough to take down 5 members? I mean, this is a big ask, but anything is possible. We've definitely seen it here, Kappa.
We definitely had clutch ability all over the place for the Big Frames. One frag is going to be gained, gaining the Ghost as well. So 92 HP, a wee bit of armor, just enough to cover your foot, if you will, there.
Using that aftershock, and actually you can see SVL was trying to find the right opportunities to make these one-on-one duels. A little bit of a mistake that we were seeing from EZ5, but I mean, it does pan out for them successfully, but now we should see Big Frames might just need to go for another light purchase before going for that big investment. Really no harm, no foul. I mean, you are up 11-3 in the grand finals on map number 1 right now.
And just to put things in perspective, and thanks so much for this Big Boss Spectator, keeping all the info in front of us there. You've got 22 frags on Kualanu. You've got 15 frags on Cryocells. I think over on the neck of EZ5, top frag is 9 frags. So that just tells you the story. If you're not looking at the scoreboard, looking at the players in the top frag differential, EZ5 have really got to start cooking the gas here.
I mean, even now, this is good. I mean, this is kind of what we were saying in EZ5. I mean, they find 2 openings, and now they're going to try to get some trades if they can. But that's going to be Nate to pick up 3, and that's a nice cleanup right inside the mid-market. So now putting themselves 11-4, but this is going to be that big test. We were talking about this. Big Frame's going to be putting the money where they need to. If EZ5 can pick up this round, this could potentially put Big Frames back into another save, which allows them to potentially, keyword potentially, to pick up 2 more.
And that's it, isn't it? Right now, EZ5, not only have they got to perform at their best, they've got to put out of their minds that thought of the other team's 1 point away from match point and getting themselves on the verge of that W. So, EZ5, it's not going to be so easy, but what are they going to make it look like? That's the question here. Phantoms, Vandals, don't believe I saw an up in the purchase zone there.
Bit of a different setup now from the EZ5 squad. Governor just going to be playing the back of spawn, just using the jump with the jet. Let's see what he can find through the wall. Very slow round from Big Frames. We were commenting before where these guys just do speed runs through this game, the series so far, and now they've decided, you know, put a little bit of foot on the gas or the brake. My apologies, and they're like, you know what? Let's just go in cruise control. Let's just slow things down here.
Take it back a notch. Don't want to get a speeding ticket, and got to be careful get some road rash if you're not taking those precautions necessary. T going to be blocked off with that cloud burst, and it's going to do wonders more than I thought it even would. Kuala Noob, as well as SVL, going to get right in there, but Lev, top fragger for his team, I believe, right now, and trying his best to keep him at bay. It's 5 versus 3.
Kuala Noob playing very aggressive, and that's going to be the Rolling Thunder that's going to be activated, and that's from the breach from Big Frame. So that's a very good placement because you can see those players were completely stunned. The Aftershock going to be throwing these players back a little bit more, but instead they're going to actually go for the wide swing, but they're not going to be able to only take down more than one. But Cryo going to be putting that to bed, putting themselves a match point, 12-4.
Just disgusting, putting their opponent in the choker hold and saying, night night, it's over. Shh, shh, shh. Be quiet now, and over and out it will be. So it looks 12-4. I don't really see a possibility of a comeback here. That being said, though, you've got an up in the hands of Governor. He was having a sick game last game, and we talk of that massive comeback that we saw. Wasn't bind, wasn't ascent. Even so, lots of long angles Governor can make the most of here. Let's see. You've got the Odin in the hands of Lev as well, so that wall bang could be seeing some action on that too.
Oh, look at this. Lev just trying to get it. That's, you know, we typically see that with that weapon, especially with a Sova, but just trying to spray as much as possible, trying to look for that attacker Killjoy lockdown turret that he can take down, but it will be activated. Now they're going to be able to push on through, so they're actually going to try to fight this a little bit, but they are pushing back, and they're actually winning these exchanges, and now it's only just down to only one player remaining, and that's going to be Nerfed. It completely backfires. It does not work out for them, and Nerfed, his position is completely compromised, and that's going to be that. Governor lands that last shot, 12-5. They survive another round from Big Frames, and the money situation right now, it's not looking the best, but they have enough that they could go for a force, and they might want to. They might want to put a lot what they can do here because they are a match point. They have a lot of room for potential, you know, mistakes if they need to, but hopefully not.
Definitely, there is some time with them. They can maybe go for a false, maybe go for a save. Really, the choice, there isn't a wrong choice or a bad choice in this situation. I think, though, yeah, might as well give it a go. Put your eggs in the basket, all in, please and thanks. Bladestorm coming out of the way here from Governor, getting into things early, taking that drone out and preventing it from entrance sight as it will there. But not the players. Look at this.
Oh, he was looking for the double updraft. I love it, but he's just not able to make it work. The dismiss from the Reyna. Going to be able to fall back, and they're not able to pick up that frag. So they've already lost 2 of their members. They lost the breach. They've lost the Killjoy, and now EZ5. 5 players still remaining, and it's looking a little bit easy for them right now. We'll have to see if Big Frames can do something with this. I mean, they don't have a lot of weapons, like we were saying, but they do have 2 ults. They have Koala with the Bladestorm. They also have the Hunter's Fury, but it's a matter if they want to use the Hunter's Fury at this point in this kind of the round they're at.
Not sure if this would be the most appropriate time. Could though, just to make sure they solidify the deal. And you are playing Big Frames, so playing a team that one player counts as double the amount of players just with the level of skill that you'll be playing against. It's going to be the 3 versus 2. Big Frames are going to be on the back foot here, but no back foot seen. Kuala Noob has got a 3k potential ace here, and he's been denied once again. Lev picking up that Odin kill and puts it to an actual win potential here. The defender's Killjoy is going to go out. Obviously, no one's up, doing what it needed to do, panicking its opponent, and that is going to be another round there for Easy to snag. So we talked of comebacks. Not sure. Slowing down that defense. Some team talk, using this time wisely.
Yeah, I really like that placement for the shock drive from Love Life. And I mean, that's huge. I mean, he had the right angle and he got the spike planter down. And I mean, he's still going to keep that Odin in his hand. Governor's still going to have the operator. And now Big Frame's going to go for the big purchase to see if they can put this to an end. 26 frags for Kuala Noob. 17 on Cryo. I mean, even Levy on the other side with also TCAS, they both have 13. So a pretty significant difference. I mean, right now, the top fragger in Big Frames has 2 players for the defending side.
Which, that's it. You just say no more. Say no more stats. Say it all. Well put, Laz. Well put indeed. 12-6 also tells a story. EZ5, though. Facts. Let's spit all the facts. They did make a comeback from a 10-2 half they were losing and were able to turn things around. So, question is Is this going to be another one? It's going to be going to overtime though at this rate, as we will see. Unless something super special happens. Quite a noob. He's feeling special today. Hitting all his shots, not missing a thing. Hitting that one, a nasty headshot, and puts it immediately to the 5 versus 4. That scared me, even as a spectator. The heck check coming out of nowhere into Gardens. Not even invited. It's the 4 versus 3. EZ5 somehow just clutching on.
And this is what we saw before. I mean, their defensive side, they turn into this whole new team. And it just seems like they're able to have the right coordination, the right angles to pick up these frags, whereas we didn't see that before on their attacking side. But now Inox does find the head of Gucci, so they've now put themselves back to an even playing field. They still have the ultimate available for the Omen on Big Frame Squad. So they could use it if they wish. But at this point right now, you can see 2 defending players are going to be kind of split apart. One being at B, one going to be in the back of spawn, only having just the Killjoy by himself, playing very passively towards tree, just waiting and having enough time to be an anchor, but also not to invest too much so that he can get his teammates to come back.
This halted. Nasty.
Shot that.
Loving that use of the smoke. Still in this 3-on-3. Time's are ticking. The spike is finally get put down for Big Frames. Uncharacteristic of them. They're in a pinch if you know they're doing that late plant there. And HP, Laz, they are not looking healthy at all. Oh, look at Killjoy, look at Breach.
Deploying drone.
Yeah, they're completely lit. And now these are going to be the 2 remaining players for these guys to hold things through. They need to now survive as long as possible to bring this to the map 1 being over. But now it's just down to Inox. He's able to pick up 2. Can he make it the last one? A one-on-one situation. He goes for the reload through the smoke, but Governor and him just hold hands, and Governor takes him down. An EZ5. They keep things going. They survive through all the carnage, and they're now going to be bringing it to a 7th round.
Passing like strangers in the night there, Laz. Through the cloudburst that was. Very, very close, and going to be kicking himself, not hanging out at Wine Cellar, getting a bit antsy, trying to push the issue, and you can't blame him. It was that 3 versus 1 epic attempt. Not going to pay off. 12-7 hit. Seen a False coming through from Big Frames. Got the Stingers, got the Spectres, you got the Sheriff. You never want to count them out. From what we've seen them put down on the table so far in this Valorant scene, even on a really poor buy and a light buy like this, they could still finish the game.
Anything is absolutely possible, but it looks like we are going to see a pause that will be commenced. I'm assuming it's probably going to be just a tech issue. So giving the teams a little bit of a time to have a prep talk on both sides. I mean, EZ5 right now, they're trying to get all the motivation possible, keeping that momentum going. They've only lost 1 round this second half, whereas Big Frames, obviously, they've only been able to pick up 1 so far, but that's only 1 more they need to take this home. So really, all the pressure realistically is going to be for EZ5. But this is what we've talked about, you know, time and time again, is when you're on that match point, it does kind of add a little bit more of a pressure for you in some degree. But right now, until we get EZ5 at double digits, maybe then we'll potentially see that pressure creeping up pretty quick.
No, man, you're very right. Stick to your guns in that one. You talk of CS, you talk of Cloud9 from years and years ago, Liquid, and I think NACS, where people were like, oh, they can't close a game, they're a match point, and it can be a stigma of something that just gets in your head, and it's very true. Any level of play that you're playing at, you can get in your own head and psych yourself out. Hopefully, that's not something happening for Big Frames here, but if you're an EZ5 fan, sure, maybe it is. These rounds slipping away, slowly but surely, and you've got this Odin here from Lev, and he's been putting this to work a lot this game.
He's able to actually hold a tight angle. Nat coming up with 3. He's just able to find, makes the connection, and look at that, EZ5. Making it look easy indeed. The name is definitely true. 4 rounds away from pushing to OT. And Big Frames, they're not seeming to have the answer right now.
No, they seem to be scratching their heads on every approach of not checking the angles, especially for Lev. He's been everywhere. Everywhere they're not looking, he's been able to get the peak and have that pixel angle. 12-8. Just a reminder, best of 3 for the grand finale. 1 team and 1 team only of these 2. First team to 2 wins. Be walking home or staying at home and cashing in the Lula. $1,000 I do believe. Oh, did you see that spray? That's how you do it.
Finally makes it work, and he finally picks up that big frag, taking down the utility player from Big Frames. That's actually a very big impact frag, considering that's a lot of utility that is now going to be eliminated for Big Frames. They don't have a stage, they have no opportunity for a res or anything, so now they're just going to have to work with limited smokes. I mean, the only smoke you have is for the Cloudburst and Jet. We know how effective those can be, but Inox, he needs to pull up big, and that's exactly what he's going to do. He's been definitely pulling up those big frames, and now he's been able to get that control of Tree, and then they can just hold things back. Still 57 seconds left, so time is definitely on their side. And EZ5, they need to be careful about these rotations, because this is where they could potentially fail.
Feeling that they've had that slip up right near the end, and EZ5, they've been slipping in and just grabbing the frags sketchily, but making it happen. Clearing wide, so Qualanubi's not making the mistakes now. They're trying to recover, not checking those positions they previously on issues from. Good moves from Governor here, excellent to get him out of the way, and he's waiting for the cavalry to come in.
Yeah, very lucky that he still had the dash so that he can get out of that situation. And Nats, you can see he's even going to get spotted by the recon. And that's going to be the B site now in full possession for Big Frames. They're going to be able to get that spike down. Nats going to be pushing on through. He's the only player that's going to be close on by. The Sova creeping up finally now, but that's going to be the attacker Killjoy that's going to be able to use this ult. So now it's just all down to Levy. Has to find bodies, and he's able to find one, but he's going to need to find two more. Time is ticking here off the lockdown. Not going to be detained, but he needs to find these frags sooner than later, and he's very lit. He's only got 33 HP. He's creeping on through. He's got 20 bullets. He's going for a reload, something you typically wouldn't see with a weapon like this, and that's going to be that Big Frames. They finally end that big streak from EZ5 and take map number 1.
Map number 1, over and done. Ascent, who's going to be ascending? Well, Big Frames. They're ascending from that map with just that one win. We've got more to come from potentially EZ5 or the chaps on Big Frames in this best of 3 for the grand final of the Valorant Sunday Showdown. What a game. Excellent attempt there for the comeback from EZ5. And once more, complete underdogs against a team like Big Frames. They made that for a good game number 1.
Yeah, and this is what we were talking about before. I mean, EZ5, their best placement that they've had here at this tournament, is a top 16 placement, which again is a great achievement and not taking anything away from that at all. But I mean, this is a big test for them. Like, they're playing a double champ in this in this league, or tournament. I can't even talk anymore. But it's, I mean, this is a big test for them. And I mean, big, with the pun intended, because it is Big Frames and they're looking to see if they can get their triple. And I mean, right now we will be going into a short break, but map number 2 will be Bind, and EZ gets to pick on their side, which I believe will be on defense. Don't go away.
Alrighty, welcome back to the action here. It's the Valorant Sunday Showdown, and what part of the Showdown we're at the grand final right now. 1,000 bones on the line, and the two teams that are in this contest right now is going to be EZ5 versus Big Frames. Map number 1 over and done. SN, yeah, see you later, and it's going to be going the way of Big Frames. Map number 2 though, who's it going to be? And it was actually, just to give you the intel, was EZ5's pick for map number 1, so they lost their map pick for map number 2. However, Big Frames, they're going to be taking this bind map. So we have seen a bit of bind for EZ5. Do you think we're going to see a repeat of that, Laz, and that sick comeback that we saw a couple of games ago?
You know, we were talking a little bit about this, and like I'm really torn because EZ5 on bind, we saw them on their defense just completely pull the biggest comeback I probably have ever honestly seen in Valorant in my casting experience. And I mean, they get the start on defense, so it makes me wonder if they can maintain that effective defense that we even saw in Ascent and transitioning it over to bind. But we saw their attacking; it was very questionable, and they just weren't able to find those openings like they seem to do when they're on the defense. And I mean, Big Frames, they're a pretty scary team, and we can see why. I mean, it was definitely getting tested that map number 1, but I mean, if this is their pick, it makes me wonder more if they're feeling very comfortable on this. So again, I'm it's hard for me again.
It's such a hard call here, isn't it? EZ5 mentioned they've had a top 16 finish before. You're against a team like Big Frames. You've got nothing but experience to gain from this, but you are against a really, really tough opponent. I say really, really ×2 for those, because definitely you're against SVL. You're against some really disgusting players like Cryocells, like 11 frags by round number 4. What do you do about that? If a player's popping off like that, it's hard to stop that. And with them being on the attack first, and say them being Big Frames, it's a bit of a concern if they're going to give the defense to the opponent, say, hey, here you go, take defense, take the easier side. That is definitely a concern. I'm expecting that ace in the hole here from Big Frames.
No, I definitely agree. And I mean, Big Frames, like we've seen them in the tournament, and I haven't really been able to see them a lot on bind, but I do know they have a pretty effective map pool for the most part. So I mean, it makes me wonder. In EZ5, they didn't look too sharp, and I don't want to be too much of a critic, but their attacking was a little bit all over the place, whereas on their defense, it just like a whole different caliber of a team. So I think it's really going to depend on how many rounds they can pick up on that defense, and then if they can actually find, you know, that small opening. Because I think at one point it was like a 10-2 round difference or something they picked up on their defense. So if they can win the first half like that, there is a big possibility that we can be pushing ourselves in map number 3.
And we'll be going all the way to Haven, the 3-site wonder map. And some people love it, some people hate it, just like Vegemite. You won't get that unless you're from Australia. Have you tried Vegemite before? It's
No.
really gross, Laz. Don't try it. In my
Oh,
opinion, it's good.
well, it's good to
I
know
love it.
because never tried it.
Good. Well, maybe I'll send you some for your birthday. So, hey, mate, here you go. Here's some Vegemite. And it's like I say that because it's either you love it or you hate it. That is the slogan for that. I think that's how people feel about Haven. Enough about Haven, though. We are going to be going towards bind once we've got all the players in the server. And I mentioned it before. I mentioned it again as well because it's exciting stuff. We've been speaking about on and off stream. There's going to be a new agent that's going to be released with a patch coming up this week for Valorant. So if you haven't played Valorant in a while, like, oh, what's going on? New agent, new you, perhaps. Who knows? Check it out. It's going to be another funky do list. Won't give too much away. Check out on all your socials, and I'm sure there will be loads of videos on that. Enough of that though. Who's drinking their Red Bull? Who's ready and rev to go off these two teams? I'm really hoping EZ5 can take this. I'd love to see a best of 3 here. They deserve it. They've made it this far against cracking teams. They really deserve to go all the way.
They really do. They've really put up a big name for themselves, but we are at the agent selection. Now all the agents are going to be locked in, seeing the similar setup that I think we saw from EZ5, whereas it looked a little bit different here for Big Frames, of course. I'm going to be interested to see. I just missed it. I think there was a breach, and I believe that should be for Inox. I believe that's usually his main agent, if I'm correct.
And if you are just joining us right now, yes, into the second half of this best of 3. Teams have been playing all day, baby. They've been fighting for a chance to get here and earn their spot to this grand finale. 1,000 bones on the line. Which team will take it? Big Frames, definitely more experience, but EZ5, they've got that advantage of bit greener to the scene, and I don't think Big Frames know what to expect. And you mentioned that Big Frames didn't know what to respond with in plays EZ5 at certain points. I think that's something that's going to come in handy for EZ5.
Yeah, and this is the difference. I mean, now, they are going to be on that defensive side, and that was their biggest key of success that we saw before in the semis. But we'll have to see if they can do something like that. A big miracle is going to be required, and Big Frames now going to be on that attacking side, taking map number 1, like we said. Koala Noob just going to be pushing on through, not letting go of the gas. And this is something that we commented on before, is that they really like to put a lot of speed runs through these rounds and try to really bring that fight to them very quickly. And they're actually going to go through the TP, so they go all the way through B, now going to be transitioning back, going towards short A, really just trying to throw the rotate off for the EZ5 squad. It actually looks like they're going to go through the TP again. So it's just TP galore, and Governor trying to be a little bit of a menace, but he's actually going to get caught. So he's completely stuck, and now it's just going to be TCAS trying to find something with the frenzy, but that's going to be Koala to put that classic to work. And now Gucci and also his teammate, the last 2 remaining players, but that's going to be the burst fire that making that connection. Now we're in an even playing field here, Kappa.
Super even playing field in this 2-on-2. Big Frames, they're struggling. EZ5 doing an excellent job on the defense, and we've seen this 2 for 2 on their map of binds. Taking that too soon is going to be the peak of Nate, and over and out. EZ5. 1 player survives. It's going to be Gucci. He's going to be rocking the Gucci wear into round number 2. Not an ounce of blood spilt on his shirt either. Spraying that frenzy, and got me feeling good after that one. Super important. Maybe, just maybe, they can get the good start to map number 2 and they can take it all the way.
Yeah, that came right down to the one-on-one situation. Maguchi able to take him down, picking up 3 frags on that pistol round. So now, like we said, EZ5, we're seeing that different caliber of a defensive team. It's not as clean as we've seen it before, but you know what, it'll definitely do. And right now, Big Frames, they are going to be putting a lot more energy towards middle, potentially trying to get that hookah control, but TCAS just going to be right on the other side with the judge. Actually will fall back, and Koala, he's made the full upgrade, so he wants to force buy. They have that Spectre in hand, and now he's completely spotted. He's just going to give his back to TCAS, and TCAS able to find 2, but not able to find more than that, and Inox and Co are going to be pushing on into the site. They're going to be able to get this spike down, so that's going to be the money bonus for them. That's good. But Levy's able to find him, but that trade finally comes through from Nerfed. And now he's just down to 3 HP.
Oh, taking another frag, and they're going to get another defuse. So 3 players surviving. Cancelling a bit of hype because, truthfully, yes, it is going to be the eco. And for Big Frames, actually a good round, a big round for them. Bagging 2 players. Some invested, some didn't. So going to have a bit of a split economy there for the guys on the BF.
Yeah.
Let's have a look here. What's going on for the money, lads?
Yeah, the money is just not quite there. I mean, that's pretty typical, but I mean, getting that spike down is definitely something you can use for your benefit. So everybody's sitting around that 2,000 mark, where we can see Nerfed is at the 1,300, but they'll definitely have more than enough cash to get that gun round in for the 3rd round, or the 4th round, my apologies. But right now, this is EZ5 just going to be using those judges and specters again. See what they can find. And I mean, there is going to be 4 sheriffs in the hands of Big Frames players. We'll have to see. And SVL, I think, actually just went for the last second purchase on the Frenzy as well.
I've seen quite a few Frenzy buyers here for the guys on Big Frames. That's something that they're creating the meta for that. The Shiko, otherwise, though, SVL, not had his best tournament so far that I've seen him play, but still, there is time for him to set himself up. This crossfire could be deadly. 101 tap. Whoa.
Oh my goodness. Go to sleep, TCAS, because now that's a lullaby and a half. I mean, that's going to be the nice 1 tap, but making it a 4-and-4 situation. The Omen from EZ5 right down to the skin of his teeth. And that's going to be Nats just going to be posted up in the corner. Governor does find the head of Koala with that judge. Will be the shock dart to come on through. SVL finally putting that frenzy to work. Spike still not planted yet. Not going to be rushing it as of now, but it will be Governor and Gucci. They're going to be stuck inside of Lamps. They're completely pinched, and actually now Governor just going to be dashing on through and picks up another. It won't be pretty, but man, they make it work.
They make it work, and we talked about this. It's a bit rough around the edges, but doesn't matter. It's still going to get it done. 3-0 for the boys in EZ5. And talking of the facts, though, they are against these super light buys and just these sheriff buys. They're going to be playing against a full Vandal buy, not Phantom in sight. So going for the damage, don't really care. Oh, tell a light. Nerfed is going to pick up the Phantom. Had to prove you wrong, didn't you, bud? Either way, lots of damage ready to be inflicted on their opponent. Big Frames, I think they're ready for the challenge, Laz.
Yeah, this is a big test, and even Governor now going to be getting that op in his hands. And we saw before in the semifinals, it definitely made a big difference considering able to just throw that op anywhere around the map. We'll have to see if they can still have that well-executed transition. But so far, it looks like Governor actually going to get pushed back already from Big Frames. So now they're able to get this bathroom control. So this is some good map presence from Big Frames. They don't have to work off of it right now. But you can see EZ5, they're already burning a lot of utility towards there because they know some players are there. But this is exactly what you want to do on that attack. You want to burn as much of the abilities or the utility as possible on that defensive side.
So it will be EZ5 just staying put for now. Don't want to be giving too much into light. Nerf to get removed. Governor chiming in for another one as well. So that's quality. It's going to be open out the picture. It's down to the 2 blades. It's going to be another one there coming from Governor. So the presence of defense stomping Big Frames into the ground here is going to be Governor.
Yeah, and this is exactly what I was talking about. I mean, Governor definitely making big statements with that operator. Finds actually the shoulder of the player, but he's able to pick up the quad, landing it with the Sheriff. And in great fashion. And this is exactly what I was talking about. EZ5, look at this. They didn't even lose one player on that gun round. Big Frames just does not look like the same team that we saw on map number 1 in EZ5, showing us exactly how well they are on that defensive side on Bind.
That's right. Give us defense. No worries, we'll defend, but you're not going to get anything at all. Not even a round so far. 5th round. I haven't really seen any close rounds in the past couple. I think it was pistol rounds where things were the closest, mind you, but nothing really since then. Troubling start here for Big Frames, considering they did take the first map of this best of 3.
Oh man, look at this. Koala trying to put that aggression back in order, but he's just not able to find it. Oh, Gucci, how do you get away with that? He's still best SVL, and Governor still putting that operator to work and finally gets taken down by Nerfed. And now we're at ourselves a 2-on-2 situation, the closest round that we've seen from Big Frames against these guys. And even Levy still trying to find these players. He knows exactly where they are, but Nerfed goes for the running tap, takes him down. It's all just down to Nats by himself. A 1-on-2. He's got the Phantom. He's got full armor and health, but he has no more utility to use. So he's just going to be waiting things out. That spike will get planted. Caro just going to be holding things through, but Nerf going to be able to have the right angle at the right time, and they finally pick up a round.
Finally getting it done, and talking of finally got an op into the hands of Big Frames and all. So not just grabbing one round, grabbing a bit of an economy boost. 5k in credits. We'll take that. Yes, please. We take those, says Koala Noob. In the hands of a Jet as well. Perfecto.
Now, 2 ops on both sides. Governor going to have it. Once again, Koala has that op in his hands also. And we saw before Koala putting up some big numbers on Ascent with the operator, and Governor has definitely made big statements on Bind earlier in the tournament. Can they still transition it? But now even Big Frames are going to be able to just go back to getting that control of Washroom. Not going to be able to push anything through. The spike actually going to be all the way in the back and middle, almost near their spawn point. So they're going to be playing this very, very slow and methodical this time. Not going to be going for that speed run like we've always been making comments about. But instead are just going to be playing this very patiently.
That's a very good point, lads. I didn't think of that in the midst of things. The jump peak, just trying to cue something for the fake for Governor to peek off of, but he's not giving anything away. Yeah, why are those speed runs? Where's that momentum? We're not seeing that same team with Big Frames, and it's because they're being silenced. They're being hushed out here by EC5. 10 players still in at the server, 45 seconds, and I'm super concerned for Big Frames in the sense of where have they gone?
And this is what kind of makes me wonder a little bit too. I mean, it'd be nice to have the statistic on Big Frames on this map, but I mean, it is interesting because EZ5, we've seen them be very dominant. And even look at that. Oh my goodness, how does that not work?
Dear.
How does that not connect, SVO? He completely misses it. I mean, it does the damage, but boy, oh boy, what a missed opportunity for a frag.
That is gotta be a feels bad man moment. Probably the biggest we've seen this tournament there. Not what you like to see. Frags galore coming out from big frames, regardless of that oof. And there comes the Bladestorm, grabbing the one frag, not able to grab the two. It's all down on one player here, Gucci. He's got to be feeling Gucci to grab this. Grabs the one. He's got two more, Laz.
He's got 2 more to go, and now Gucci does have his ultimate, but he's not going to be able to use it very effectively at this point. But it actually finds the one peak of Cryo and able to get the spray. What on earth? Big frames. They completely thrown that round away, and they've allowed him to pick up this round. That gets the defuse, picks up the off, and Gucci. Things are looking Gucci right now for EZ5, 5-1. Big frames. They had it in the bag, and they just wrong timing.
Feels bad, man. That showstopper, it did nothing but stop the show. It really didn't do anything at all. Baffled, still baffled as a Raze main. What on earth? Where did it go? Did it go into the ground? Like, I'm so confused on that one. That'll be a replay to watch. But that aside, you got to think, for SVL, that's going to get in your head. Like, I did everything I could. I played it as best I could, and it still didn't work. Being one of those games with big frames for the whole team here. 5-1, EZ5. And talking of it, it's easy enough for them to get to these 5 rounds in the defense against a top tier team like Big Frames.
I'm so baffled. I don't understand where that showstopper went. I just can't imagine how SVL feels. I mean, he was like, "Yeah, I'm just gonna land this frag and we're good to go." And then he's like, "Oh, I'm not gonna pick up anything at all at this point.
Just gonna get fragged.
I'm gonna get fragged instead. Actually, I'm still gonna get bested when I have an ult in front of me."
How? Why? We don't have those answers. We do have the commentary though here for VCS and the Valorant Sunday Showdown. Hopefully a good one so far. Thank you so much. You've stuck this out with us. This has been an absolute slog for the players, for us as well, keeping us in touch with this high octane Valorant, and it is going to be the 5 versus 4. EZ5 are going to be in the lead with regards to players, in the lead with regards to rounds, and they're not looking to let up here. It's a 4 versus 3.
Yeah, you can even see the Sova from EZ5 very, very low. Levy just going to be holding it very tight on that angle. We're going to be throwing the shock dart, but that shock dart is actually going to connect onto Governor from the big frame squad. Inox going to be posted up inside of lamps. He needs to find the right timing here. Going to be creeping on through. He can see now. It's going to be the Hunter's Fury used from big frame, so he's actually going to be able to creep on through. Actually picks up the diffuser, so now they're at an even playing field. And Inox, oh, he goes for the sneak peek, but he's not able to find it. It will be TCAS to take him down. So now Cryo, he's been a big carry for them so far, but he needs to be even bigger. But he's going to get taken away by the big gift of Gucci. And now that's going to be 6-1 in EZ5. They're showing us exactly why. They're a very strong defensive bind team.
Gifting Gucci, that's right. He's having the best game so far in the tournament. Not just the grand final, so far, period, for his performance. 10-1. 10-1. He's only been fragged just the once, and we're talking about not the 2-time champ, not Dr. Disrespect, but a champ in the sense of big frames. They're not strangers to getting the dub and taking that gold medal home. But at this rate, EZ5, they're going to give him a run for the money and take it all the way to the 3rd for this best of 3. 6-1's the score, and this is the most we've seen big frames behind at all in this tournament so far.
Now will be Gucci actually trying to be a little bit more aggressive, but Levy able to help him out. Gives him another chance to go for the fight, but now SVL gonna get that hookah control, so a lot more possession coming in from big frames. They're actually grouped up in towards Garden, so no players lurking towards A at all. It's gonna be Nats trying to find somebody through the spam, and he's actually able to get at the last bullet. You can see there was 1 bullet remaining. Full 29 bullet spray that's coming through. Now gonna be using the neural theft, get that location reveal, so he's fully aware that his opposition is going to be in this site, but Governor to be going for the wide swing of 1, looking to make it 2, but no, Nerf finds it, and now we have Inox on a clutch situation, but Nats going to be taking him down, and boy, oh boy, EZ5 making a statement, trying to push everything to the distance in map number 3.
This is something else, and we've had some pretty accurate call-outs for our off-stream to on-stream action here, lads, and it's worth a mention, isn't it? EZ5, great defense. They have an absolutely sick defense on bind, but that attack, you mentioned it in the pre-game, I'm concerned for them on that flip. On that flip over to the attacking side, can they keep up this ridiculous momentum? Let's see.
So now it makes me wonder, does Big Frames want to put a bit more gas on this and put a little bit more aggression? But even Koala, if you can see, was trying to just run up short A, but gets taken down, and Governor going to be holding down the bathrooms. Gets another chance, but that's Levy to go in the back of TP, takes them down in a very quick round, very swift, very flawless.
Yeah, that flawless is it. Summarized on your screen, slapped in the face of Big Frames. They're having difficulty here. They're having difficulty getting off ground zero, not ground zero. They've got one, just having trouble on the climb. Really haven't seen anything that's been close after that one round. No means of exaggeration. This is a devastating force here coming through from EZ5, and we've talked of their previous performance, not just on Bind, but on Ascent. What on earth is going on? Big Frames must be at a loss themselves as well.
Yeah, and this is kind of what we were talking about. This is where EZ5, they need to pick up as many rounds as possible on that defensive side to transition. And look at this Governor. I mean, call him Arnold or something. I mean, this guy, he's just running through the Big Frame squad, decimating them every single time. I feel like he's gotten these opening picks every single time, and that's exactly what you want from your duelist. Now will be Koala to finally make this back to the even playing field, but trade frags galore. And even now the spike, it's still advancing itself towards Garden. They haven't fully committed to this plan yet, but they're very close by in Hookah, and it is going to be up to Koala if he wants to go for this dash across. But there's a player right underneath. And Governor going to be a good bait because the Omen will now finally fall, but Governor finds another shot, and he's going to be looking for more, and that's going to be TCAS not able to land that, but Governor picks up a three-piece and just leaving it now to a one-on-three situation. SVL needs to come alive, needs to find something, needs to find any opening at all.
Oh, TCAS finishing up there. Hasta la vista, baby. That's literally that. You're right. He's Arnold. He's Arnold in the form of a female. And Governor, let's have a look at the scoreboard if you don't mind, Big Boss. Let's have a little peek. Or choice. Not too sure who is going to be on that spectator side. What is happening? What we got here? So Governor 14 and 5. He's been consistent with the op from map to map. Doesn't matter where you put him. And look at that again. EZ5, massive pat on the back here, and if they can continue this, they're going to be well on their way to have Big Frames trembling in their boots for Haven.
Yeah, I mean, we gotta really be seeing something sinister coming up from Big Frames, because right now, like, this is looking just completely dire. And even Koala Noob trying to still be that first point of contact, trying to find an opening frag, but instead, it is gonna be EZ5 to make this happen, and they're already pushing on through the site. But Governor, he survives and takes a frag before he actually falls. He's in the worst position in the world, but it doesn't matter. 10 to 11, and now we're gonna be going into that last round. Big Frames, they need this to put somewhat of a fighting chance. And this is what we talked about. This defensive side from EZ5 is just completely unmatched.
I have never, regardless of what level of Valorant we've passed, T1, T2, T3, doesn't matter at all. This is something to watch. This is a VOD to watch, if you will. Perfect plays, perfect utility use, assistance, and support. Duelist, it's magic left, right, and center here for EZ5. And it could be speaking too soon, though. Still to have that second half to come. And if Big Frames, if they can turn things around with the big comeback, they could be well on their way to closing this in two. I tell you what, though, EZ5, they keep performing like this. I don't think so. I don't think so at all.
I mean, even EZ5, they're kind of still doing the same plans, but instead this time, they make me eat my own words, and even Nats is going to be able to push on through bathrooms. I mean, I thought they were just going to have Governor hold the post, but instead they push on through, and Nats picks up another frag. What on earth? And now Big Frames, they're down in big numbers, because now we're at a 3-on-5 situation with still a minute left on that clock. Inox finally makes the connection of 1, makes the connection of 2. I don't think he's aware that there's going to be a third player. His back is completely turned, and that's going to be TCAS to find 1 and able to take down the spike carrier. It's completely turned around. It was looking so good for Big Frames, and all of a sudden, it's just down to SVL. No ults available, 1 orb away. But now he's got 3 players remaining for EZ5 that he needs to take down.
What a mess. What a mess of a half here for Big Frames. So uncharacteristic of them. And Governor, He's taking every opportunity. He's getting the aggro plays and he's punishing any mistakes here coming through from the guys of the Big Frames. 11-1 for the half. This is quite something. Big Frames. Have they got the mustard? Have they got the substance to get this comeback here, lads?
Oh man, I mean, this is demoralizing. I mean, Big Frames, I don't know if they were expecting something like this. Obviously, probably not, but I mean, I'm not sure if they were able to catch any of the tape before from EZ5's previous games, but right now, if they can pull through this pistol, that can be the small stepping stone that they need. But boy, they need to get the right tea leaves read because their future is just looking extremely dire at this point.
It's looking bleak. It's looking awfully bleak on the map of Bind. You've got to be a realist, and I know Caster's always, you've got to be hesitant. You don't want to be slamming the team, but truth be that the facts are on the stats here. 11-1 at the half. Governor, I'm sure, probably at the 20 frag by now. Big Frames, though, the spotlight is completely on them right now. Inox, able to grab that first entry frag. That's crucial. That could be the beginning of something beautiful here, and grabbing the second will be nerfed.
And look at this, even Big Frames, they're not going to be putting their whole squad towards Long B, and they're going to try to take this fight. You can see the frustration is now building up. And Koala Noob takes down the spike carrier, so 2 remaining players from the EZ5 squad. Koala able to take down another, and now remaining just down to Levy, 19 HP, Frenzy in hand, 5 bullets in the chamber. And that's going to be SBL to find him and just shoots on through the smoke. And now Big Frames, they pick up that pistol. And now it's going to be round by round that they need to go. And this is what I was being a little bit more critiquing about, or that analysis piece, is that EZ5, they struggled quite a bit on their attacking side on Bind. But we'll have to see, is 11 rounds enough for them? And this is still early on.
It is still early on, but wicked mention, because you saw that in a pistol round as you saw. It just didn't seem organic. It didn't seem like the pieces of the puzzle were fitting together, and it's putting a circle through a square, really, from what we've seen so far, for the attack on Bind at least. Something different could be in the mix here for Haven, if we are to make it that far, but EZ5 have to get a couple more rounds, and on the surface, sure, easy peasy, a couple, but against a team like Big Frames, I don't think it's going to be easy at all.
And this is kind of where we saw before EZ5. They seem to just lose their rhythm. But I mean, this, like I said, this is only the second round. Big Frames, they have the stronger weapons, but they need to bring everything they can. And that's going to be a good frag exchange coming in from TCAS, making it now the 3-on-4. Still the slight favor for Big Frames. All remaining players from that attacking squad, they're actually going to be grouped up in the back towards Cap, and actually now grouping potentially to push into this washroom. They take down the isolation of Cryo. That's going to be Koala looking now to find more. Able to pick up 3. What on earth? He actually gets that spam through the corner to the wall, and that's a very, very fancy way to picking up a 3K.
Fancy shooting all over the place here. Big Frames, EZ5, both of them are flexing on each other every opportunity they can here. And as you'll mention from, as you'll see from the economy right now, you're going to have a full in-buy here from Big Frames. Spectres, I say full in-buy, looking for the full in-buy. The bonus one this will be, tell a light. Heads getting a mixed. It has been a long day, do forgive us. Here's a bit of rambling, a bit of a mumble. Well, we've been this mic for a wee while, as the players have been in the service for a wee while as well. TCAS grabbing one, going for another, doing the duelist job to its optimum, and try and take this all the way and get to match point. The spike's going to go down. Where the heck are Big Frames?
Yeah, Big Frames are going to allow them to take this. Cryo able to pick up 2, and that's going to be the trade that finally comes in from Nats. So the pressure, it's building up now, but TCAS able to take down Koala. He was trying to sneak on through in that connector piece. So now 2 remaining members, SVL and also the Omen, which will be nerfed. And SVL's position is completely given away. Nerfed, he needs to find this opening. Needs to be a bit more of a distraction for allowing his teammate to get out of there safely. Nerfed, if he can find this frag, this can be the right start, but he's going to be able to take it. Lives just down to 33 HP. It's a 1-on-2 situation. The nade's going to come on through, but that's going to be TCAS to single-handedly take this round into his hands to put themselves on match point. 12-3, and 1 more to go on map number 3.
4K coming in from Raze there, and EZ5 we mentioned, and we even threw a bit of flack of, hey, your attack is looking a bit loose, but not looking loose at all there. That's looking on lock, lads.
Yeah, we haven't seen this before from EZ5 now, so 1 round to go. Whereas Big Frames, we got a long road ahead of us. They're going to put everything they can, all the money on the board, everything possible. And Koala not going to be giving up at all, but instead he's going to get taken down. That aggression has just not been working out for them. And already losing 2 members, making it now 3. This looks like this could be it. Pushing ourselves to map number 3, unless we see something absolutely miraculous come from one of these players. Both Cryo and SBL are going to be pushing on through together, trying to have the buddy system, but they have to go for this. They can't save. They have to bring this fight now.
They have to. No choice. It's that YOLO mentality. Like, all right, let's go. Let's get that frag reel. Grabbing 1. Going for number 2. Okay, looking good so far. 3 versus 2. Still a challenge in sight. 2 players and 3 players to come up against in this 3 versus 2. SVL looking to get into things early here, and the Governor shutting things down with Gucci right by his side. EZ5. They had some Red Bull. They definitely had some Red Bull before that game. What a game.
Yeah, the pre-game regimen definitely worked out for them because EZ5, it looked like it was a pretty much smooth sailing for them. Going to be taking that map and pushing ourselves to map number 3, the final map to going in grand finals here. But we will just be taking a very, very short break. Allow the players to have a moment or two for everything they need. Get those drinks, but don't go away. We'll be back on map number 3, which is going to be Haven.
happen. Come on.
All right, and welcome back. We're here at the Valorant Sunday Showdown. Here, map number 3 for the grand finals with your hosts, Laz, and of course, Cup of Frag. Right down to the wire. Who would have thought EZ5 versus Big Frames going now on to Haven?
I said it, and we've talked off camera about this, that the cards discuss, I'm like, I think this is what's going to happen, and they really did defy the odds. Plain and simple, black and white, EZ5, crushing those kinds of Red Bull and just making it happen. Easy peasy lemon squeezy for the EZ5. Not so much, actually. They played super well there. They deserved that win. They earned that win, and they're well on their way to a potential victory. Map number 3, Les, what's on the menu? What we've got to expect here?
So we're going to be on Haven. It will be Big Frames to be picking that attacking side. So we'll see how things can work out. I mean, EZ5 made my analysis very easy, showed that they are a very strong defensive team. Can they do it on Haven? I don't know, but I guess we're all about to find out here in a few moments. And I'm going to be curious because we haven't seen them on any other map except for Bind, obviously, with our streams. But I mean, if any constellation at all, their defense is just a whole other level. It's completely stellar. I mean, I'm gonna watch the VOD later. I'm just amazed how well they coordinate together.
Yeah, what makes them such an amazing team? And I think those are the questions, and you can guarantee those are the questions that Big Frames are asking right now. What are they doing? What did they do on their defense? What can we do to counter that? And it's tough, very tough fight against a team that you don't have much intel on. Sure, you've got the bind information from today and Ascent, of course. And to talk of Ascent, and to be fair to EZ5, and to give a kind of bit of a background of stuff we haven't seen, you're right, I haven't seen them play anything outside of those 2 maps. And Ascent, it's a newer map, so perhaps that isn't a map that they've played on too much. Obviously, newer Icebox is the newest, but Ascent and Icebox being 2 of the newer maps, maybe that's just a really bad attack for them. Maybe they're a good on attack for Haven. Who knows? 3 sites, they've got plenty of options, Laz, and they don't seem to be short on that utility crossover from agent to agent.
Yeah, and I mean, we've been talking a lot about this. So for anybody that hasn't heard yet, I mean, Big Frames, they're going to be trying to claim their first place as much as possible in this tournament. Whereas EZ5, I mean, they've come into top 16 before as a roster, but the fact that they've now progressed from a top 16 to now the grand finals is a huge landmark for them. So, I mean, if they can take this victory, a huge underdog story, in my honest opinion. But I mean, again, putting it all down to the wire on map number 3 is definitely looking pretty good to seeing them in the future. But I mean, we'll just have to wait and see what happens. And I know we're just waiting for 1 or 2 more players to join the server. And I'm pretty excited because I mean, we haven't had a chance to cast any Haven yet today. And right down to it, I think it's probably the best map we could have for grand final.
I think so as well. It's probably the most random map in the sense of where the attackers are going to go. It's rolling a die. You do not have any idea or clue if you put them together of what to expect as a defender. And let's see who's going to get this one. Big Frames versus EZ5. Yes, both teams you'll see in the scoreboard there. They've got a map each. Ascent went the way of Big Frames, and EZ5, well, they're going to snag their fan favorite bind. Where are we going to go for here? Are we going to see the same kind of agent? Already seen we've got a Phoenix here on the EZ5 side. Not something I believe we've seen so far.
Yeah, so that's a bit of an interesting play. I mean, I think Phoenix on a map like Haven is definitely super impactful. I mean, you got the curveball, you got the run it back, which I mean you can get in 6 orbs, which I think is pretty easily to get retrieved on that side. So I mean, a lot of good information that you can get with that that decoy, or being an effect, not even a decoy, but being I don't even know what it's called. I mean, you just get another chance to go frag out. So either way, I mean, this is going to be interesting, and we see that actually will be ciphers that are used, no killjoys on this map. So we'll have to see how well that can move over. But actually, Koala Noob going to be switching over to Reyna on this map, so not playing his Jet. So I'm a little bit interested to see what the last decision made was for that.
I think just having a bit more util in the form of your Lear and getting the Empress could be so powerful on this map. And omnipresent, if you will, is what you can be with Reyna if you use it right. Let's have a go. Final map here of this best of 3, the grand finale. 1,000 bones on the line. Big Frames versus EZ5. These 2 teams in grinding all day, and they're making this go the whole 9 yards for the spectacle we're watching here.
What better way than to push it to the distance? Map number 3 going to be 1-1 for both teams. So now Big Frames going to be pushing on through into that B site. They should be able to get the spike down quite easily, but now it will be a 5-on-5 retake situation. Koala going to be playing in the back. He's able to take down one, not able to take more than that. Tries to use his abilities to heal himself, but he's not able to make it through. That's going to be the paranoia to connect. So it actually does put off the defuse a little bit longer, but Levy finds that shock dart right on top of Nerf's feet.
And there goes another frag here from TKaz. So it is going to be to the 3 versus 2. Big Frames. A big game for them here on the back foot and make that a switch around the first sweep EZ5. They've been taken out and what?
It was looking pretty. I was looking a little nervous because Cryo, you can see he was shooting a bit too far in the left. It looks like Inox had the right angle and knew that the player was going to be closer to the right. But the defuse was getting a little bit there. But either way, Big Frames, they take away that pistol opportunity from EZ5. So there is a little bit of a chink to the armor. So now we're going to have to see, can Big Frames pull on through? They have the Spectres and EZ5. Looks like they're just going to go for a very light pistol purchase, a couple shorties, and I think I even saw potentially a Sheriff. But right now, they might just want to save all that money in the bank.
We did see some sick Sheriff plays. I think it was an Ascent we saw that from Big Frames earlier on. And are we going to see the same again? Koala Noob coming through. It's going to be a Spectre instead of the Sheriff getting the entry frag. Make that 2. He switched to Reyna. He's feeling it, buds.
Yeah, this is looking like a bit of a mop-up already. So that's kind of what we would expect in a round like this. So SBL, both Koala, Noob, and SBL just able to take down 2 each. Governor finds 1, and that's going to be that. That's going to be the 3 for Koala. So 2-0 already. EZ5 probably not going to have enough money on the board yet that they can put if they want to, but actually instead they will. Can't do math apparently, so they are going to put their full investment in. And I believe that's an Odin for Levy in his hands, where we've seen that before. But we'll have to see how well he can use that on a map like Haven.
Getting the lineup here. See the Sova lineups. Lev on Heaven with the Odin. Wonder what he's got up his sleeve. And talking of a long day, lads, it's all good, man. We, just like the players, in it for the long haul, all the way to this best of 3. Third map you're witnessing right now if you're just joining us. Thank you for joining VCS and VSS for this one. Lots of Red Bulls firing us and all the players in the server. 2-0 right now for Big Frames. What's next?
So Big Frame's actually going to be putting all that pressure towards C, so they're actually going to be able to get that spike down, and SBL going to be able to sting like a bee because he's able to find 1, able to find 2. He's just taking down these rifles and finally gets taken down and making it a 3-on-3 situation. It's very even. HP's almost equalized completely across. The Hunter's Fury can be used from Cryo. He can decide to use it if he wants to. He's got the right positioning if he needs to. Things are looking a bit grim, but you know what? It's looking grim here for the defense because Koala able to just find more, and that's going to be the pickup, and Koala completely turning it on. And this is exactly what I was talking about earlier on before in the best of 3. Koala is one of those players to watch, and that's exactly why.
Back-to-back 3Ks, and he's not even on his default agent, as it will be. Choosing Reyna, and choosing Reyna and rocking it in style here. 3 rounds been and gone. Sure, we haven't really seen the full buy. It's a little bit of economy encouraged from EZ5, and they're going to opt in for that disciplined Chico save. 1 stinger is going to be in their hands, but this is looking like a dominating performance so far from Big Frames.
Yeah, this is the Big Frames that we know. These are the big powerhouses that we're fully aware of. We'll have to see if they can keep this momentum going. Having that little bit of a break maybe is exactly what they needed to just eliminate that map 2 completely out of their memory. And now you can even see EZ5. They don't have a lot to work with. They have the Sheriffs. We'll have to see what else they can find. Governor are going to actually fall back completely. Not even going to try to go for this duel at all. Koala still getting those opening frags, and it seems like he's been very successful on that so far early round in this map number 3.
Super successful and 5 versus 4. Not sure what to expect aside from a frag fest here for Big Frames. EZ5 not too much to put into this round. A 1-tap is going to come through though from Lev. Crossfire beautifully set up there from Big Frames. Cryo trying to prevent as much damage to his teammates as possible. And it's all going to be on the hands of Sova in the arrow position at Heaven. He's going to be sent to Heaven or Hell at this rate. Through the black hole he goes into the other dimension and into the next round per se. 5+ players on each team back in business, and 4 rounds in the lead there for Big Frames as well. So the full buy coming through from both teams, and we are going to see it. The Governor, he's got the up, dude. He's whipping that up out again, and he's been demolishing his opponents all day long with that. So if he can put that to work here, maybe, just maybe, EZ5 can scoop up their first round.
Yeah, this is a huge investment. I mean, this is pretty much what they have to go for. I mean, we saw before Governor, when he gets that operator in his hands, it's definitely been game-changing rounds. So we'll have to see if they can use it. Is it going to work out on Haven, or is it going to crumble? But right now, Koala's still going to be pushing on through, going to be the Lone Ranger by himself, and that's going to be SVL to use the showstopper, and he's actually going to be able to get a lot of information and intel. Going to be inside the site, but that's actually going to be Levy. Get that recon bolt that's going to find him, so he's actually just spamming away. He's trying to find him as much as possible, but the spike will go down. He's not able to find it in time. It's a 5-on-5 retake situation. We haven't really seen EZ5 always pull through in these retakes, but now it looks like it could potentially come through. But Inox shutting it down with almost making it now. I believe that's 2 in a row. And now just remaining Governor by himself. Going to need to save this off.
Trying to get out of dodge, and SVL says, oh, where are you going? No, my 3K is more important, thank you, good sir. And Ray's taking that one to the bank and adding towards that showstopper potential. 5 rounds here on the attack here for Big Frames. What to do, what to say for EZ5? What's the secret answer here for them to get this one sorted, Laz? What's
Yeah,
the coach's corner advice?
I mean, this is the thing. I mean, their money is just, look at this. This is completely in the dumps. I mean, this is where now it gets a bit dicey for that economy on that defending side. And I mean, Big Frames, they have all the money they need. They got 5 rounds in a row. And this is kind of what happens when you get on that defensive side. You start to lose these rounds and your money just starts to get depleted and just not really building up like you want it to. I mean, right now, they need to do a little bit more aggression that we've seen before. But Big Frames, they're starting to get their second wind and putting that pressure right to them.
Cryo doing what he can to hold off sight as they go in there. Lev stinging the opponent best he can, but the blade still from Governor having a really good series so far, and he's over at Long Gardens as well. So for this long C push. Cryo though, look at this aggro play.
Oh my goodness, how does this happen? I mean, now Governor, he's been able to just single-handedly put this round into his hands, gets that ultimate with the Blade Storm, taking down 3 in EZ5. They finally picked themselves up a round that you did not expect to go that way, and now they picked up rifles also. I mean, this is going to be another big gun round from Big Frames, but that's a big round to lose considering. I mean, there wasn't a lot of investment from EZ5, I believe.
There really wasn't, and if you'll see in the proof in the product of that, the proof in the pudding, they've still got lots of money in the bank after they've got the full investment for this round. So, with that round, it's not just the single round get off the goose egg, that's the round to start building them some economy as well. So hopefully, ladies and gents, taking notes at home, I know I am, if you're able to capitalize on that round and get that on a save, calculations appropriate, that says that you're going to be going good for the next couple of rounds, or at least you're heading in a decent direction. 5-1's the score. Big Frames still in the lead significantly. Lots of damage inflicted early. Reyna hurting so far. Oh, look at Lev go. He's got one.
And already starting things off very well. I mean, already losing 3 members from Big Frames. 2 ultimates going to be available from both squads. Both Omens and now both Cyphers. So a bit of a duplicate situation. Inox trying to creep on through, not making any noise whatsoever, but TCAS finds the head of him. And now it's just going to be all down to the Omen by himself. He could try to use this ult if he wants, but not going to have the right positioning. And a flawless round comes from EZ5. This might be the start of that defensive piece that we've seen before.
It might just be, mate. And if they can keep going like this, we haven't seen their attack and give them the benefit of the doubt. Maybe Haven's a map that they are a bit more comfortable with than Ascent. And let's just say that this could be the beginning of something very, very special indeed. Economy-wise, it's not looking too hot there on the side of Big Frames. They've got the rounds and a decent amount for an attack, but if they're not to be winning any further rounds, things could start to get a little bit concerning for the bank there.
Yeah, they've had to now put 2 big purchases in, losing 2 gun rounds and but able to still maintain it. And it's going to be 2-5 in EZ5. Going to be having their rifles, going to be having the op in the hands of Governor, and he's going to be posted up into sewer, but SVL going to be winning that first duel, finding that first exchange. Something that Big Frames has been quite successful so far in Haven. In EZ5, we typically saw them on map number 2. They were the ones that were bringing the fight to it on that defensive side. So a big switch that we've now seen.
Definitely flipping things right on their head here. SVL backing out, gets the frag, gets the entry, and then deciding to switch things up. Super smart play here. Big IQ. Cypher's looking pretty lonely here though, Les. Big meal to finish.
Yeah, big dish indeed, and now he completely stuck underneath into the hell, but that's going to be SBL to get that first exchange. Nats does find the head of one, but that's all he will find. So now 2 remaining players. They're going to be close on by. They're both going to be going towards a tower. SBL just going to be holding the fort. He's going to see what he can find, but he's actually anticipating to be a lower. But Levy able to find the head of him, so a big wide peek, and it works out very well. But the spike is already down. This could be a big flank that could come through on the Sova, as well as Koala. Looks like they want to actually put a little bit more pressure on them. And I'm actually wondering what they're going to be going for, because Levy actually goes for the drop, and now Gucci is just going to be posted up inside of A tower by himself. He's got a Vandal. He's gotten really not a lot of time to work with, so now he's going to just need an escape plan. He takes down the one. Can he find the second? He goes for the swing. He's able to out-aim all these players, so now he's put himself in a one-on-one situation, and Nerfed, he's just going to hold the fort down long A, and it's going to be able to work out because the time is just completely limited.
Yeah, I was going to say, time looking to have tick-tocked away a little bit too much there for Gucci, but Gucci plays on the exits, picking up 2, not too shabby at all. No economy concerns are going to be considered for big frames, since they've been able to convert that. They got their 6th round, they're getting their bankroll topped up a little bit, and even if it's just the one player nerfed, sitting with 6k, make that the 4k there, enough to spare a weapon maybe for a teammate. Things looking pretty dandy for big frames, and truthfully, if you're an IGL and you've got 6 rounds on your attack, you've got to be feeling pretty confident this is your matchup.
Yeah, this is definitely a good pace so far for big frames, considering how map number 2 went. So definitely a good recharge on that momentum, and definitely the mental game for them, because we could see that was just not the same team that we saw on map number 2. But right now it seems like they're getting their groove and their swag back, if you will. So we'll have to see if they can keep that swag going a little bit longer, as they're still in this first half. And even right now, the Governor and his teammates are actually grouped up in towards Garage. Spike going to be planted towards C. So now, again, we're at ourselves at a 5-on-5 retake situation. Ultimates available more in favor here for big frames.
Showstopper coming through. Gonna do in there, Nate. Not ideal, especially for that 5-on-5 retake. Diminished here, just 2 players left. And Governor, you've got to save that off at this rate. I don't know what else there is to do.
Yeah, this was like, it just looks like EZ5. Their retakes are just not looking like as swift as we saw on map number 2. And even that, look at Levy, he just misses that shot, and Koala gets the flick of the wrist and takes him down. Governor, he needs to save this op. He needs to put this into the next round. He finds Nerfed as a bit of an exit frag, but he's going to need to stay alive a little bit longer. Shouldn't be a problem, but definitely got a big notice for SBL. He was very quiet on map number 2, and right now he's been pulling up some very big numbers for big frames on map number 3.
And it's crazy, isn't it? You go map to map and you see the performance of players excel. I spoke of SVL earlier on, and now I think of it, I think it was Haven that I saw him really pop off to his maximum potential. So love to see it, and you also love to see players from teams just sort of switching out who's going to be that carrier. It's like, you know what, guys? I've got you this game, no worries, and not having to rely on that one player, a lot less pressure, devise it between the team, and you really start to see a special kind of team form if you've got those players in the same neck of the woods. Big frames, I think they're one of those teams.
Very well could be, and now that's going to be the curveball that's going to be used, but Inox, he actually goes still for the fight, but he's not able to make any swings at all. And now EZ5, they take down the player. They're going to try to reposition themselves. The drone comes through from Levy, so now he's going to try to push on through. The spike goes down. Will be planted on the left-hand side of the generator, but now SBL and his teammates going to be pushing on through. But Levy taking down 2 more, and that's SBL to respond back a little bit now. A 2-on-4 situation. SBL, he's completely stuck. He's limited on his HP. They know exactly where he is, but why is TCAS not looking for him? But Gucci, he finally takes him down. It's all down to cryo cells. It's a 1-on-3. He's got 2 more to go. 10 HP, and he's able to get another before Gucci puts the classic to absolute work. But oh my goodness, cryo almost made the highlight reel.
You would have loved to have seen that from that flick, that up flick Vandal headshot, somehow with the updraft, or catch his jet on the updraft, I should say, and not going to be able to finish his dinner. Regardless, though, keeping it really neck and neck. 7-3 is the score. 7 rounds on the attack here for big frames, and for what we've discussed as a defender-sided team, EZ5. not looking so easy for this defense here.
No, and this is kind of what we were critiquing a bit to see if they can put that defense looking as good as it did on Bind. Can they still be that defensive big team? But instead, they're actually not looking like the same group that we saw on their defensive side. A little bit of errors that we're seeing, but oh, even Governor, you can see the misplay, the miscalculation on that draft or the dash, my apologies, and he's able to go right into them, so he gives them up a free kill. So that $5,000 decoy right down the drain.
That's an expensive decoy, isn't it? That's not the decoy that you want to be throwing down in your first half of the last map of a grand final. Money's on the line here, my man. Governor is feeling the pressure, I'm sure. He's playing very, very well in this grand final. So big frames in this last map, coming out of absolutely nowhere of this performance after the last map's performance. 7-3, and I'm thinking they're going to get really close to double figures at this rate.
Yeah, it's definitely looking like this. And look at 5 ultimates available for big frames. So if they want, they can definitely use it. But right now at this point, they may not need to. They might want to save it in different situations. Gucci going to be close by, going to be throwing the paranoia through. TCAS going to be finding the head of Koala and Noob. So now going to be pushing on through. Nerf puts that off to work. So now TCAS by himself, but Nerfed going to be able to put that off with a double now. 8-3 is the score, and EZ5 going to need to put all the money on the board, as this is going to be that last round before we switch things over to that second half. Let's just take a look quickly too on what is going to be on that board for them and their money. It's not the best. I mean, we got some stingers, we got, a bulldog and a couple rifles. So I'm curious to see if they want to do something a little bit more aggro, something a little bit more, we'll say, risky in the sense of things with that stinger or potentially bulldog.
We need to see it, Laz. Plain and simple, you're right. Last round of the first half of the grand final, that last map, all of your eggs are in the basket. You throw them. You throw them into the site best you can, and we need to see that here. Ult galore are going to be on that side of big frames. That's going to spell a lot of trouble here for EZ5. Or is it? Governor, one of the only 2 rifles in this matchup, picks up a 2K, a Cola, a headshot for one of them. That's ridiculous, and that could be a game changer for this round.
Yeah, that's exactly what EZ5 needed. They needed somebody to just pick up some frags, and Governor, he's going to deliver. That's going to be 3. Now it's trying to see, can he look for any more? It's going to be both Kraushaus and Nerfed, the last 2 players remaining. Nerfed using his ultimate to get this spike down in the A site. Governor and his teammates now going to be pushing through A link, so now they're going to get in the right position. But this flank that's from Crow, he needs to go a little bit quicker. He needs to find this. This could be so big. He might be able to get this. Look at the patience. The trigger this one. 1, 2, 3. Oh my god. He's able to make it work, and all of a sudden EZ5. They collapse like a deck of cards, and now it's all just down to Levy.
Oh, that makes me sick. That literally gives me a pit in the stomach there. If you're EZ5, that could have spelled that Cinderella comeback story. If they're able to grab that, it's not over yet until the lady sings. And at this rate, it's looking all but done here. There's 2 versus 1. It's over and done. It's over and done for that first half. 9-3, big frames. What a flank, lads. That's the flank of the tournament right there. Period.
Cryocells pulls up, absolutely massive. Destroys EZ5 with the biggest flank possible. Nerf. He stayed alive as long as possible, and that's exactly what he had to do. And the fact that he had that trigger discipline and played that so calmly, my god.
I was feeling the burn of a long day of casting there, but that kind of play is the play that makes you jump up out your chair. And if you're watching from home and you're enjoying those kind of frags, you're not alone, my friends. Excellent stuff there from Big. And if they can continue that, this is going to be theirs fair and square for that 1K prize pool. 9-3 is the score. Big frame, second half hit versus EZ5. EZ5, definitely the underdogs, had an excellent performance so far to get them into this grand final on the 3rd map of the best of 3. Big frames, though, they're pulling no punches, lads. Pulling no punches at all.
And something like that can completely shift that momentum here for EZ5. This could have been just, the end point for them. This might have just thrown off that mental game. We'll have to wait and see, but big frames, they must be feeling absolutely amazing from that. And even Koala, look at that. He gets the back of the head of Gucci. He gets a free frag. He's just lurking around. and he's just completely a menace. And he's going to come all the way around and go and group up with his teammates. And SBL just going to be throwing the nades and actually going to be dropping from the heavens, but he's actually going to get taken down. HP's very low for these attackers. The big frames, they need to be very cautious. And now it's all just down to one, but that's going to be the governor. But that order will be squashed. And that's going to be Koala Noob just going to be able to decimate through, putting themselves at a double-digit round.
Double digits immediately served. Mouse pads will be signed for the potential here of Big Frames taking this dub for your Valorant Sunday Showdown. Another 3K there for Koala Noob. So 3Ks to note that I've seen. And Koala Noob, I'm loving to see different players performing at different parts of the half. I don't know if you've noticed that, lads. Koala Noob, early game player, picks up those 3Ks, those 2Ks, and then he relies on his teammates for those later game plays. It's beautiful. It really is a sight of beauty.
And this is what we wanted to see from Koala Noob. He was a little bit quiet earlier on, but now really just swifting and changing his game plan as playing his arena. And like you said, they've been able to just lurk around the map and really just catch EZ5 off guard completely. And that's now what makes it even more difficult on that attacking side.
Super difficult. It's like a barbed wire perimeter. And Koala Noob again with the wide peak. Still lands that headshot. 3 players removed. EZ5. Use that term deflated. Yeah, they're looking like a tire, a sad tire at this point. Not too much air available, and it's a flawless round there for Big Frames. And I think you nailed it, Laz. I think you absolutely nailed it with what you said there, that what your mentality, that mental shift, if you get 3K flanked, all headshots by a player, your mindset goes in the trash. You've all but given up, really, I think, mentally at this point.
And that's the thing. I mean, that's what, the mental fortitude, and we're pushing ourselves to map number 3, grand finals. It's been a very long day for everybody in the tournament. And this is kind of the difference between, back-to-back champions versus, a team that has now made themselves on that top contender stage. And that's kind of where it just gets tested even more so. We'll have to see if that was, was that a big impact? I'm sure it was in some degree, but even now, look at this Big Frames. They're completely feeling it. But actually, with them feeling it, they're actually getting a little bit too aggressive, and they actually already lost some members. But Cryo, he's going to be spotty. He only has the Spectre, so he's going to have to make something work. Throwing the shock dart, spraying on through, and now it's just down to SVL all of a sudden on a 1v5 situation. The HP is very, very low, but this is a tall task to be asking for.
Spectre, 4 players that do not want to lose this grand final. Yeah, that is a big order to stand up to. Grab another frag though, cheeky little headshot, and remove another player. A little bit of economy damage inflicted. It's 11-4, so EZ5 not quite out of the running just yet. And that's going to enable them to get the full buy going across the board as well. So Vandals, the Phantoms, no op in the server, and keeping things nice and ready for that close combat and the long range engagements all across both of the teams and all 10 players. What a game this has been.
Absolutely. And I mean, even then, that's where the confidence comes up, could be a bit of an issue too. Because I mean, Big Frames, they were getting very aggressive and they just wanted to see if they can end it and get to that match point, but it completely backfired. So that's the one thing you got to be very careful of, especially when you're feeling it and that momentum's starting to feel very good on your side. But like you said, EZ5, they're able to pull through another round, a desperate round they needed absolutely. And even now, they still have a long road ahead of them, and they're going to be pushing on through into the C site. Not much of a members remaining, but it is going to be Crow before he falls. He does take down the governor, and now just leaving it only 3 players remaining with the ult available for SVL. If he can put this showstopper to work, that could be everything they need.
Did you see that recon dart? Absolutely sick there from EZ5 to get the entry. I think they saw 2 or 3 players enabling them to get into that C site. Here's a 3 versus 3. Make that the 3 versus 2. Oh, sick stuff here from Gucci. Yes, please. And thank you. Bagged and tagged. Over and out. 3K for him. Going to take them into another potential round of getting that comeback and starting to get that motivation to him. Okay, guys, we are not out of the run in here. Pick yourself up. Get those weapons, whatever it is, and let's make it happen.
And even now, you can even see Big Frames. This is one of the times we haven't seen them have to go for a save, and now they're going to have to. I mean, they go for a little bit of a, not really a save, but a light purchase, of course, trying to preserve that cash as much as possible. And now, EZ5, another opportunity where they could potentially pull up a round, and Big Frames still 2 rounds to go to taking this whole series home. But still EZ5, lots of room of opportunity for them to take things to the distance still.
Going the full distance. This is 8 mile. There's so many miles. Countless miles for both teams they've travelled here to date. And always bear that into account when you're watching a team. It's a grand final. They've been fighting all day for this. Hours and hours of Valorant. And they're trying to keep that adrenaline pumping through their veins here. It's going to be TCAD getting one. The Governor grabbing the second. And as we said, back and forth, back and forth. EZ5, they are definitely not giving up anytime soon. 5-on-3.
Ultimate's still going to be available here for Sova. There will be Cryo. I mean, it's not sure if we want to use it yet, but it could be a good way to bait the plant from the spike. But now you can see EZ5, they're going to be pushing on through, but actually Cryo, he's going to be coming for that flank. He's all the way in the back. He might find that Omen, and now he's going to get actually spotted, but Gucci gets the better of him now. So it's going to be a 2-on-5 situation, just the Sova. I mean, the Raze, my apologies, and Omen remaining here for big frames. And at this point, they just got the Sheriffs. So at this point, they just want to burn that money. They just want to burn that economy as much as possible. Take some frags if they can.
Take an op out of someone's hands. We'll start with that. The Sheriff one-tap comes from SBL. Seen a few spicy ones on the Ascent. The back-to-back one-taps in 0.5 seconds. Able to land the second one on this occasion. And 11-6 it will be. The economy game still looking pretty sturdy in the barracks there of big frames for this round at least. Going further forward though, I don't know, man. Only 1K in the bank. Things are looking pretty abysmal for their finances.
Money is spent, everything on the line here. Big frames, they've now lost 3 rounds in a row, allowing EZ5 to get a little bit more confidence, to get a little bit more of a showing here in map number 3. 6-11 is the score. It will now just be rifles across the board here for big frames. They still have that ultimate available for Cryo. And they're going to have to wait and use that properly. But 3 ultimates available for EZ5. And now look at this. They're going to go right back to the bread and butter. Putting through a C execute. Going to be running right into the site. No players that are going to be close by except for the Raze. But I'm thinking they're going to allow him to take this. And SBL finds the head of Gucci, takes him down, go from the big flank, and that's Hunter's Fury going to be activated and makes the connection. So now it's completely falling apart so much for EZ5. They haven't even been able to get this spike down at all. And even Governor, he's just shooting blanks. He's just trying to find something right now. And now Nates is going to be able to go for this plant. Finally makes the connection. That's going to be the Blade Storm used. And all of a sudden, this has just been a turn of the table.
What?
And Governor, what on earth are you doing? But it will be Inox to find it. It's not going to be pretty, but definitely will do. And big frames have now put themselves on match point.
That was a 360 Blade Storm. That was legit. It sounds like I'm saying Sandstorm, Darude Sandstorm. No, none of that. It's going to be the 360 Blade Storm coming in the attempt there from EZ5. Not going to be able to capitalize on it though. Big frames, it's match point for this grand final. $1,000 is literally on their doorstep. It's in that sort of signed and sealed briefcase, all locked up. It's got a passcode and I don't quite know it just yet. Haven't cracked the code and still EZ5. Have they got anything left? Anything at all?
6 rounds to go. I mean, they have a long road ahead of them to see if they can put this into overtime. Big frames. They've been in this position before where they're on the match points, and now pressure is definitely on their backs. And they're going to have to see if they can handle that pressure. It's just been a complete firefight of a series, and now it's all down to the line here. Big frames to take this last round, taking this best of 3 home, or EZ5 to keep things going a little bit longer here.
Tick tock goes the timer. Still over a minute left, and big frames not doing anything at all because they don't need to. Nothing needs to be aggressed here. All the pressure definitely on EZ5, and they're just sluggishly walking through that long A plate, just trying to catch someone off the trade tier. Smart, safe plays. They really can't give anything away at all at this point.
They're going to be pushing on through, so they're going to be now going for the execute into this A site. So it will be Nates to find this one, that opening duel that's going to land onto the Cypher on Cypher. Inox falls. So Koala, he's coming for the big flank again. He might be able to find something. He finds one. Oh, but the peak from the Cypher, he's able to escape, but nerfed. He's able to take them down. So 2 remaining players go. Now just making it only 1. The Phoenix TCAS able to make 2, but that And Koala puts the nail to the coffin, and Big Frames have now taken this best of 3 home, 13-6, with the big defuse that'll eventually happen here. But congratulations to them for taking it in the grand finals and making themselves the triple crown.
Couple of chest bumps there for the in-game, and I'm sure they're doing those because they can't do it in person because of what we're living with right now. GG's Big Frames taking that one home, and again coming back for another gold medal, another $1,000, and I want to give a massive double high five there. Who gives high fives? Let's talk about fist bumps. You can tell I'm a boomer. Massive fist bumps to EZ5. Good effort from them, and they really put it to them there. Good effort.
Yeah, so just to explain it a little bit more, so the prize pool is $1,000, so 700 will be going towards Big Frames, where the 300 obviously goes to second place. But nonetheless, I mean, regardless, EZ5, they only had a top 16 placement before. I'll say it before and I'll say it again. You have now progressed yourself into the grand finals on week 38, my apologies. So a big kudos to them. So they should not take this as a huge loss. This is an amazing accomplishment, and losing to a 2-1 against Big Frames, definitely nothing to take short at all.
No, great VODs to watch. Some super sick plays. I think memorable plays, I would say, from the jet moves there on the side of EZ5. Excellent stuff all round, and Big Frames, big games we're seeing there. From Ascent, bit iffy on binds, but hey, Haven. Sick plays, really sick plays. Congratulations to you, and thank you so much for having us here at the Valorant Sunday Showdown. HyperX, Red Bull, thanks for the sponsorship on this and all, and I'm hoping the players had a good time. I know we did, Laz.
Yeah, we definitely did. So I think we're still just waiting for the calculation for the MVP, and definitely a little bit more work that's going to come through with a 3-map series. But it's tough because I think, SVL, like I said, he was a little bit quiet on map number 2, but on map number 3, he just completely flipped it around and popped off. But I'm gonna have to see, did he make it through? But it actually will be Koala Noob that does
Oh,
take things home. And I called it. And I'm so glad that I said this in the very beginning. But Koala Noob definitely delivers. So he is going to be the HyperX MVP. Congratulations to you, Koala Noob. Definitely well deserved for you.
oh yeah. We talked of earlier performances for Crowley, but that flank, Laz, that is the play of the tournament from what we've been able to cast today on the stream. That flanking 3K, all headshots. You talked of trigger discipline. That is the prime example of trigger discipline there. Congratulations to you, Koala Noob, and you're not a noob. Your name's a lie, man. Your name's a lie.
Yeah, it's a bit of a troll name. I mean, Koala Noob, I'm not sure why he names himself that, because the guy is just a monster. Like, the guy is opposite of a noob. So maybe that's just the whole joke, I guess. But I'll have to ask him one day. I'm so curious on what the name is all about.
Yeah, I'll have to tweet him. But just curious, man, what is with that name, you absolute troll? Rickroll his opponents. Hey, he doesn't know what he's doing. He definitely does. Wow, what a day. If you've stuck with us this entire time, thank you so much for joining us for this stream today. It's been the first time we've done the whole day. And yes, we have had a couple of technical difficulties, and appreciate you enjoying the stream of all the talent that's been in the service today. And to all the teams as well, great performance, and thanks for entering in.
Yeah, and just definitely want to give a big shout out to the viewers. Thank you so much for tuning in. I know we had some technical difficulties before. We were able to figure things out. And of course, give a big shout out to our production team for just being able to be reactive and just fixing things right away and just on top of it completely. So a big shout out to them, of course. And thank you for the Vanguard champs for having us here today. This is our first time pushing all the way through to a grand final. So what a great way to start 2021 off for us for our first cast back from a big break. And I think that is going to be that from us. But thank you again. And we'll make sure to see you guys soon. Have a great day, night, and we'll see you soon.
Day, night, morning, whatever it may be. Chuck us a follow on Twitter as well, at CuppaFrag for myself, at Laz_TV for the fella next to me. Have a great rest of your week coming up here, and we will see you next week on the Valorant Sunday Showdown. Peace.